Now in this lesson, we're going to talk about pushing value and color temperature, or pushing the contrast in both value and color temperature to increase the sense of light. This is in Greece from a recent painting trip, and the sun was out. It was slightly hazy, but there was sunlight. You can see it pretty good there in the sidewalk, the cast shadows. There's a lot of close value that I want to not create here. The close value that's in the greens, a little too close. I want to pull together the darks, pull together kind of a half-tone dark, and then pull together the light so that they hold together a bit more solid, and it increased the value contrast, as well as pushing the temperature. A lot more blue in the greens in the shadow, a lot more yellow in the leaves in the sunlight. Then the same thing down here. This is dark and cool, and this is light and warm, but they're close as far as temperature goes. The sunlit grays here are fairly cool. They look warmer than the sunlight, than the shadow, which was what matters, but I want to push it a bit more. Increase that warmer gray here, and then the cooler gray there. And probably push the lights a bit lighter and the darks a bit darker. Again, the temperature contrast I'm pushing as well as the value contrast. There is some areas like in here, too many little lights and darks. And I want to make that read as just one value. It's in the shadow. Same thing here. I don't really care about that. It kind of takes away from what I'm interested in, and that's the shadow pattern, dappled lighting on the table and chairs, and the variations of warm and cool green. So I'm going to get rid of that. I might leave the chair. I might leave this too, but I'm not sure what I'm going to paint it as. They're selling rugs there. I'm going to get rid of this, and I want to increase the size of this, or move it forward. I might move the chairs up here. That's a chair. Make them a bit bigger and move them a little bit closer because they're a little bit too far back. So those are the changes, and I'll probably crop some. In fact, I'll crop it right now. I'm going to get rid of some of this greenery on the left side, and I'll get rid of some of the foreground. And that's more what I'm looking at painting here. And there's some other things when I look at it. I will probably get rid of this. Things that don't read right, I'm just going to eliminate. So that's what I want to focus on. And then the changes I want to make are, again, in the value, in the temperature contrast, and the value contrast. So here, starting with the greens up in here, along with the sky, I've got one shadowed green, and it's more of this blue-green, a real strong blue-green, a slightly lighter shadowed green, not quite as blue, not nearly as blue, and then a real yellow-green green for the sunlight. So I'm pushing the value contrast between the lightest, and the darkest. Also pushing the temperature. These shadows are a lot bluer, and these are a lot more yellow. And that's what I want to emphasize here. Then the sky, if you notice the sky, I went ahead and darkened the sky. And that gave me more value contrast between the sky and the sunlit yellow-green there. And that helps that read pretty well. The other thing is the wall here on the left side. Let's see, right in here. I want to get rid of that, as well as the table with the baskets on it. But I didn't get rid of the table with the baskets, although I will in the painting. But I flattened out that wall, and it just reads better without all those little darks and lights. It's one of those things that just aren't necessary. So I did that, increased the shadow on the ground. Again, I'm pushing that value contrast. Same thing on the sidewalk here. I'm pushing that sunlit concrete warmer. More of a yellow and violet, or orange and blue. Sometimes I'll use yellow and violet and then add a little orange to it, or use orange and blue and add a little yellow to it, just to increase the temperature. And then more violet on the shadow part of the sidewalk there. So in those 2 or 3 large areas, I've increased value contrast and temperature contrast, especially up in the greens here, simplifying those shapes, knocking down all those little tiny shapes and pushing more contrast between the light and the dark. And within the dark, I've got two different values. And the darker one's a lot cooler, a lot more blue to emphasize that temperature contrast of the more yellow-green. This is in Tubac, Arizona. And this has pretty strong light on it. It has good value contrast, fairly good temperature contrast. Compositionally, it really needs to be worked on in that it's way too long. When I look at this, there is too much stuff over on this side, way too much in front, and maybe a bit too much on this side too, so, and a little too high. So I have to get rid of a lot of it because there's just too much there. You can fall in love with too much of too many different things in a reference, and pretty soon you're just too scattered. There's too much going on. So what I want to do is crop it first, and I know I can't get that second door in. I might squeeze that window into the middle, kind of move it over just a little bit. But I'm going to lose a lot of the tree, a lot of the foreground, and some of the right side as well, and some of the sky and the trees up on top. Now that makes the doorway, which is my focal point, bigger and more important, and that's what I'll emphasize here. Now, what I want to change from the photograph is a darker, cooler shadow pattern in these trees. It's kind of scattered, a lot of little lights and darks just everywhere. So I want to pull the shadows together, and also as I do that, I'll be pulling the lights together and simplifying those shapes. And really emphasizing the cooler temperature here, warmer here. The photograph doesn't do it real well. If I just match the color in this photograph, it won't work very well. It won't give me that sense of light, which is always the goal in painting, is to capture what the light's doing. Not photographically, but take what we know with color and light and make it work in our painting. So the changes I made in the trees, if we look at the trees first of all, again, use more of a blue-green to create more temperature contrast between the shadow of the tree and the sunlit area of the tree. And using some of the sky to poke some more sky holes in there. I did darken the sky as well to create more contrast between the sky and the light yellow-green, as well as the sky and the orange building, sunlit orange building. It's more, the building's darker, sky's lighter. So in the photograph, to start with, the sky area here, some of the yellow oranges in here, and some of the flat areas, they're all kind of the same or too close to the same value. So I want to simplify that quite a bit. So again, pulling the darks together, it makes them read more as a solid shape. And then the lights, I don't think I did anything to the lights, temperature or color-wise, I didn't. They're pretty warm, and I think they read pretty good. But I don't mind the trees looking like this as opposed to that. This is way too busy, photographic looking. This looks more painterly because I've used negative painting to cut in around the trees, which always looks more like paint than when you don't do negative painting. Then pushing the violet in the shadowed orange, an awful lot. I mean, that's real strong violet. And then I came back with a little bit of red violet in there, left some of the red orange of the shadow from the photograph. That's what I want to kind of suggest, pushing that temperature between the light sunlit orange and the darker violet. And you can see that it has a lot more contrast in it temperature-wise. Maybe not a lot more value-wise, although I cleaned up and sharpened the edges on the dappled lighting on the building. I think when you do that, and don't try and reproduce too much this real soft edge that you see in a lot of these areas. If you keep those edges sharper like that, it's going to increase that value contrast and look more sunlit. And then the temperature contrast also adds to it. I've changed the shadow on the ground a lot more cooler, blue and orange, and here's orange and blue. I don't want the shadow on the ground to resemble the shadow on the building at all. I want them to really be separate, so the ground is a lot grayer. Even though the building might be the same colors, I'm using white and orange with a little blue. Here I'm using probably white and blue and orange for the sunlight on the ground. We'll also probably eliminate some of this stuff. It's just too much over there, and I'll eliminate the telephone pole as well. I eliminated some of the background buildings. Probably would eliminate one of these cactus. These two things here are prickly pear cactus trees. They're old, so they really look more like trees. I'll probably get rid of one of them, maybe get rid of that one so it reads better. So again, increasing the temperature contrast and the value contrast really makes the light pop. Sharpening the edges too.